the only known composition that was co-written by singer-songwriter James Taylor and homicidal maniac Charlie Manson. But, you know, I think it's a cute little number, and we'd like to play it for you now.
Well, sometimes I think back to when I was younger. Life was so much simpler then. Dad would be up at dawn, he'd be watering the lawn, or maybe going fishing again. Oh, and Mom would be fixing up something in the kitchen, fresh fish